Employment discrimination in business law.
Steve. You are fired.
But I work as hard as everyone else does. Why are you only firing me? Get out.
Why did only Steve get fired when he worked just as much as everyone else did? Steve was a hard worker, respectful, but also over 40 years old. Firing someone for their age is an example of employee discrimination. Employee discrimination is treating an individual differently in hiring, freeing, promoting, or other work-related topics, than others. Don't be sad, Steve, you have a strong case. Being fired for your age isn't allowed, and there are laws to protect you. If you are only fired based on things like race, gender, age, religion, disability, or national origin, you will be protected. In his case, the Age Discrimination Act, which prohibits discrimination to those over 40, will help him. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or the EEOC, was created by the Civil Rights Act. It gives the right to investigate situations that may include discrimination by an employer. It also settles issues and prosecutes offenders. Steve can talk to someone to investigate this case and protect his rights. Now, an affirmative action plan can be mandated to fix any past issues of discrimination as well. What if Steve was in a wheelchair? This is a disability, or a physical or mental impairment that limits some daily life activities. And, of course, he would still be protected. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, Steve couldn't be fired for having a disability, as long as he can still do the job with reasonable accommodations from his employer. The Equal Pay Act prohibits people from getting a different pay if they have the same job, same skills, and same responsibilities. The Pregnancy Discrimination Act prohibits employees being discriminated against for being pregnant. It also prohibits insurance policies that cover everything except pregnancies, and the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act prohibits discrimination based on genetic information, referring to personalized medical treatments and health insurance. If Steve files a charge, there can be a mediation or an investigation. If the EEOC decides there is discrimination going on, the employer will have to develop a remedy for it. Now, there is a new boss. He doesn't discriminate, and he sees how hard Steve works every day. Steve has gotten a raise and is excited for work every day. Work can be hard enough as it is, but being treated differently than others for reasons unrelated to work is completely unfair. If this is happening to you, know that there are even more laws than I discussed in this animation, and that you don't have to stand discrimination in the workplace.